Hey everyone, it's Be Divine, and this is our big reading. This is what we've been waiting for. I have a whole lot of things, of course, that we're going to be looking at and be guided through as we are moving into this black moon, third moon of the month, second new moon, and we have another beginning. We also have May, of course, coming up, Beltane, the Fire Festival, Spring Festival, I guess. We have the ending also because of a solar eclipse. Now, it's only a partial solar eclipse, and we are going to be having a full moon lunar eclipse in the middle of May. We will stay in this energy of things eclipsing, things finishing off rather abruptly for the next month or two. Okay. So many things happening. And in fact, I just turned over a card from my Domino Angels. We got the Archangels of Beginnings. And they're with you. You're about to move to a new place. Whether it's a new office or home, it means big changes that are well overdue. It's natural to feel nervous about it, but it will be the start of a new life. Many will find that they've been having strange dreams and waking up puzzled. That is absolutely me. This is past life connections. You're moving away from it now. Thank you to the Archangels of Beginnings. Lighting a silver candle to connect. I have my silver candle on. You just can't see it right now. It's at my other desk, but yeah. I usually always have my silver candle because I always want new beginnings. I always want something to come in. All right. But let's just say we're asking I'm just going to do this quick declaration, even though I've already done my own today. But as a sovereign being of light, I hereby call upon my spiritual light team, my higher self and source energy. I ask for you to be with me now and merge with my energy field. I give permission for a triple shield of protection to be placed around me and an overlaying high frequency shield to be placed over the top of that which connects me to all that is, messages from the universe, and also protects me against high frequencies of the sun and the moon and the negative effects that may cause. I ask to be connected into the center of the earth and the center of the new earth energy, creating a pillar of light that is mine alone. I give permission for my spiritual light team to cleanse and clear any negative vibrations away from me now with love light energy. And I ask for this to be done in all dimensions and all directions of time and space and through all layers of my entire being with unconditional love, and so it is. Okay, you really need to learn to make sure that you are placing yourself in some kind of protective energy like that, grounded and connected, protected and supported every single day. There can be no day that you don't do it, because that'll be the day where everything happens. Okay, so the Archangels of the Beginnings are with us. Remember that this is a group of archangels, and we know that one angel in particular will always bring 6,000 angels with them. So when we have a grouping already, each one of those already has a lot of 6,000 and 6,000 and 6,000. I mean, it just goes on and on and on with the Angels of Beginnings. And also another really nice stone for you to work with is a purple fluorite right now, just sort of opening up your energy. See this one? I love this one. And I also pair it with my green fluorite. Okay. What these can do is really help to just balance you and also open you. So you want to be balanced, but you want to be open. And I hope you like my little dragon. This was a gift from my friend Karen, and it is beeswax. I am not going to ever burn it. It's just always going to have a place to live at my house. Okay, how cool. All right, now what I'm going to do today is hey, we've got 2 different decks of Lenormand today, so I'm going to try to trick the Lenormand. I also have some cardamancy. We've got some different oracles and some tarot. I'm also going to pull out my old mythic tarot as well and get a more detailed look. But first of all, I'm going to start with these Black Moon astrology cards because we are in the Black Moon energy. And it's called Black Moon because it's the second new moon in a month. The last time we had it was 3 years ago, I think. So what were you doing 3 years ago? How much has changed in your life from 3 years ago? Okay. The boys are home. Corey works during the night, so he gets home in the mornings. Okay, Black Moon, what do we need to know? What's coming up for us? Black Moon Lilith. My God, we actually got it. The mystery energy is here. Okay, so what this does is it also pulls out, the shadow side of ourselves and helps us to recognize the different aspects that still trigger us, So, for example, if you had a situation in the past, let's say a friendship, okay, in the past, and you were telling your friend everything, and they betrayed your confidence, okay, and told others about it. And this used to happen to me a lot. You may feel restricted in what you can say, or you may feel like you can't or ever speak freely about all of your decisions and, all of the things that you've done or whatever, just in case someone betrays you. Or you may suspect that just about anybody is false, okay? So what the Black Moon energy does for us is it really puts a light on where we want these new beginnings, okay? Where do we want to see things change? For instance, if this was for the globe, I would like to see everybody free. I would like to see everybody given the truth. No more restrictions. Okay. A release of important information, which I feel is coming out. I would like to see everybody be able to just go and, have a dream and work for it, or manifest it, live where you want to live, feel connected to family again. I would just like everybody to be able to work together to create the world that we want. And I really don't think that there's anybody out there that wants people to suffer. Not the citizens of the earth anyway. We know that the leaders of the earth have been trained to do things in a certain way, or else they have been under threat for a long time. They've signed contracts to darker entities, okay, that they can have things, they can have fame, they can have fortune, they can have a voice, but it comes at a cost. And I would really like freedom for everybody. And this Black Moon Lilith mystery energy is telling you, you are still in the dark about something in your life, but it's kind of not worth it to you to try to figure that out too much. Instead, allow it to unravel, if that makes sense. We are coming into extremely different times again, like we're jumping again. And you may have noticed yourself jumping because you no longer can really plan things into the future too much. You may just be focused on your day-to-day. You may find yourself overthinking a little bit, because you're trying to figure out why you can't focus on the future. We really need to stay in the present and raise the vibration here. So a lot of things are going to come to the surface. We're moving into May, okay? We're moving into... see, I feel by August, a lot changes. And this month in particular, we've had change after change after change, which was something that we kept seeing doing these readings, didn't we? We also saw someone overseas, or someone who's from overseas, helping us. So that is taking place with Twitter, right? I don't think that he's from here at all. So the 8th house brings the endings and beginnings. This is exactly what this new moon is doing, because it's eclipse. Okay, it's eclipsing us, and at the same time we've got the new beginning of the new moon, but then we've got the ending of the eclipse. This is exactly what it is. The 8th house also talks about where something is transforming in your life. So let's ask about that. What is transforming in our life? And there it is. Sensing things. The water element. Okay? This is transforming for us, that we're starting to become really in tune. And I want to say, there are a lot of dangerous people out there that are really ramping up their energies right now. You've got to be careful what you're listening to. Anyone who keeps asking you to focus on where your empathy is and how it feels for you and how terrible it is, if someone keeps on talking about this, get away from it. They don't know how to protect themselves. They want company in their misery. You know, I've talked about this before. There's people that have ADHD and they're like, oh, I've got mental health problems and and it's like, how are you going to help someone if you're continually focusing on that as being your reality? So we're sensing things, okay? We need to listen to our senses. Doesn't matter if you're a water sign or not, because this is what's ending and beginning. What's coming forth is our senses. We're focusing on the world here in the 10th house. So what's coming up with the world? Abundance, Jupiter, bang. Look, there's going to be a change with money. There's going to be a change with probably the system, I would say. However, and it, you know, we've seen it kind of moving in that direction with cryptocurrency and bullion and everybody harping on about it. I just think that if something gets released or the truth comes forward in its full entirety, which I also feel is already happening, if you listen in the right places, you will hear it. And then what we do is we unlock the wealth of the planet. Jupiter brings us a lot of good luck, and this is in alignment with us now. The water sign Pisces has been with us. We've had the Black Moon Lilith tomorrow. We're focused on the world and the financial system. We're focusing on things ending and beginning. This could not be more accurate. I do not have a book for this card. I just go card, but they're quite nice. I don't make any money off of any of this, but wow. Sometimes you might just need to do something, and with these I just completely trust my intuition. So we're going to see, I also have felt for a very long time that we are going to see some things uncovered beneath the earth that finally make their way above the surface. Many, many years ago, I could see pyramids popping up all over the globe as I was going to sleep one night. And that's usually when I get my bigger visions, is going to sleep, or I have people visit me in dreams and things. I can tune in at any time, but it seems like when I'm not trying to do it, when I'm just resting and I've put up my protection and I'm asking for the information, and I'm just closing my eyes, I get it through. And I could see these pyramids coming up. And sometimes just coming up, like say, they're coming up in my dream or they're coming up in my vision, doesn't literally mean that we're, whoa, you know, here it is, suddenly there's a pyramid. It just means that the energy of that space unlocks. And it may not be seen, how do you explain it, with the naked eye. It's just that it's unlocking. About a year ago, my husband and I did a visualization of all of the obelisks around the globe, opening the top of the obelisk, right? And all this golden light pouring out. And it was a visualization that the energy of Tutankhamun told me, and also Serapis Bey. So it's very, very connected with ancient energy. So we're going to get this abundance coming through. And it doesn't always mean, oh, everybody's going to get $1 million. It just means abundance of freedom, time, space, energy, something that you've wanted, something that you've been waiting for, something that you've been working towards, like suddenly just becomes a reality. And the world sees this reality, sees the truth. Okay, one last card, and I think it's that one. Taurus is what the energy of the moon is in tomorrow. And that tells us that we have, okay, it is focused directly on resources and abundance of nature, wanting the good things in life, you know. And we have to remember this has come, I've put this down on top of our senses. We're going to sense where we need to be and what we need to be doing. I am going to create a course on tarot and cards and things like that. That will be a study at your own pace kind of thing. I am just working on so many things right now. Moving into my second semester of channeling, past life regression therapy. It's a lot less expensive than the first semester, but you do have to take the first semester. Well, it's recommended that you do. I'm trying my best to open it up as much as I can. It's really hard though. Okay, so we have a double whammy of abundance, right? And we go into the Yod, which is the destiny energy. And what you would be really good at looking up, what you should look up on your chart, if you go to Time Passages, which is a free app, go and have a look what your North Node is, because your North Node is your destiny, okay? We are moving into having our destiny fulfilled. It just can't tell us any clearer. I know that we want it now. I know we're so sick of it. But the angels, when they used to say to me, okay, it's coming soon, I'd be like, when? When is soon? Because soon to an angel, you know, is a year or two. That's pretty soon, you know. So we want it now, in this real time. And I believe, you know, there's still some things that need to fall into place, because with everything in life, it's all about the collective. It's all about what is best. That's, you know, it's got to be a ripple effect for everywhere, like everything, right? That's what we've got to start seeing, the ripple effect. And if something was to flip all of a sudden now, okay, or there's one thing after another, it would all get blown off as misinformation. It would just all get, oh, that's just not true. Oh, no, that's just another thing. Because they're really trying to control the information, right? And that has to let up. And I think that that's the first step, is those things coming out, you know. Even Hitler said, you control the media, you control the world. What does that say to you? Anyway, here we go. I'm just going to have another look here at what's coming in, what's finishing off and coming in at the same time, if that makes sense. The moon's going to change everything. So the moon, soul energy. The moon, where are you headed on your soul path? You are a soul, you know. You don't have a soul. You are a soul. And with that, you are ancient. Now, there's all these people that say that they're star seeds. Do you know how rare that is? Like, to be an actual star seed is not something that's just, oh yeah, I'm a star seed and okay. No, it's not something that easy. Most of us, 99.9% of us, have come back time and time again. There's only a rare handful of people that have not had a life on this earth before and have come directly from another planet. Don't think there's many at all. So it's just a gimmick. What I feel is you fall into the starseed category and all of a sudden you're treated like you are a baby. You're treated like you don't know anything. You're treated like you don't need to worry about protection. You're treated like, I don't know, I've just seen it. I've just seen so many of them. They're so very fearful to the people. And as a soul, what you need to do is really ask yourself, am I being supported in this direction? Do I feel like the people who I am looking up to are trying to support and protect me? Are they trying to guide me through my feelings and help me to understand things? Are they really here to help me or to make me feel like there's more and more and more that I'm going to have to do in order to get anywhere? Because they don't tell any of these people are not telling any of their people how to protect or be. They just tell you to suck it up, basically. I don't like it. I feel like there's an infiltration of darkness stuck within the light, and we've got to be careful of it. That's why they suppress me so much. You know, it's not going to happen for much longer, but I keep on pushing back, and they're like, God, why can't we stop this person? Oh, well, she won't get to that many people. You want to make a bet? Okay, so another one about this house, the 10th house here. Okay, the 12th house as well, escape. We escape. We move out. So the 12th house is, you know, that aspect of sudden change. And in some ways, you know, it does bring escape and changes and things like that, but in some ways it brings like something difficult coming to the surface as well. This can happen at times. We're already so sick of the difficulties, right, that we don't really care. As long as it's moving towards that one flipped over, Sun, Spirit, Destiny, as long as it is moving to our destiny. When the sun is ruling through your life, you know, when it's part of the aspect of who you are, and you know you are moving into your destiny, of course, the sun pushes us to move forward. The sun gives us the confidence to move into our destiny, to bring us what we need to survive. The abundance. The sun is bringing the downloads. We've had so many CMEs and flares and winds and horrible adjustments that we've been dealing with. However, if you have your high vibrational shield on, you've got nothing to worry about. So this brings us into our destiny of spirits as well, the truth of who we are as a soul, what the hell we're trying to learn here, and start doing it. because the past has no place for us anymore. We have to create things in a new way. And I'm going to get a final message about the black moon. And we have the lunar eclipse. Are you kidding me? Change. I asked about the black moon and it's a lunar eclipse energy. So remember with the lunar eclipse, okay, so it's definitely an eclipse, but remember the lunar eclipse comes up in May. So by now and May 15th, we got like these 2 weeks, all is going to start to reveal. It's already happening, everyone. We have to remember there are things happening behind the scenes. And the negative talk of we're screwed and we're this and we're that and it's never going to happen and we keep getting told and we keep, that is not helping. That is just not helping. So forget all the dates, okay? We don't need to be specific about dates because then you're just stupid when it doesn't really work that way. My goodness, there's this one person, I've seen it a few times on TikTok. It's really scary. And she claims to, I can tune right into you, into your future, into the loved one, into the car, into this, into that, which might be wonderful. However, what that does is it limits that person's experience, and she doesn't even care. I was told from the very beginning of my journey, you can't give absolutes, you can give guidance, because the angels won't limit a person, and they're certainly not going to, they're not going to want you to be limiting anybody anyway by telling them, you're going to meet this person, and this person's got this colored hair and this colored hair, and then you're going to be happily ever after with this. Well, that may be not true. It may be that you meet this person, but it doesn't mean that that's the person that you're going to have for the rest of your life, because, things can change. So be very careful. There's no point showing off with this stuff. And that's exactly what that lady's trying to do. It's extremely dangerous. I put a comment one time, and I just said, how about teaching your people about protection? Also, stop limiting all of these people who are desperate. It's like playing on their desperate energy, right? I don't care. I just got to say things every now and then, because it's like danger, and it's dressed in light. A wolf in sheep's clothing. Come on, sick of it. Okay, so this one is called, again, I have no book for this. It's supposed to be able to download one, but it never works. Queen of the Moon, okay, Oracle. Wow, so the first lot really showed us, right? Let's take a look. What does everybody need to know? I just love the pictures on here. So what I'm going to do is... Okay. Oh, 2. We have creation and we have fear. Okay. Interesting. Again, talking about the shadow side of the self. Like, what are we going to do? Are we still going to continue to live in this fearful energy? I don't think we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to be. We need to balance things. Okay? See things a little more clearly. Ask yourself, where am I giving into something in my life that I don't like? Okay? Understand the beauty energy here as well. We really need to be grateful of everything that's around us. I get sometimes so grateful that I start crying, because I came from nothing, I'm so glad for it now. I'm so glad for it now. It makes me appreciate just so much. To have all of these cards in my life was a dream, At one point, I just used to carry my one little pack of cards around. It was a dream to own a library of cards and books and things like that. And I'm slowly developing again, even though I have a whole lot of stuff still back in Australia. But we are releasing this fearful vibration because the fear's been planted in us. Now, it's really easy to make someone do what you want them to do when you've kept them locked away for long enough. They'll do anything to get out of it. We need this release. We need to understand our protection. We need to understand the energy of self-love. We have Venus around us now. We are the most important person. You know, we have to remember that people benefit from our strength in that way. And then we go into the thunder moon of change. Change keeps coming up for us. That means everything's going to flip. The way things have been is totally going to change. There comes the action. So very, very quickly as well. So it will happen fast. Once it gets the momentum going, it's moving us into this peaceful vibration. Okay? We are creating this balance. We are creating this change by navigating through our fear, right? Our fears of things. We are navigating through this. We have to understand where there is a darker agenda, even when it appears to be light-filled, you know? Because the people that are, you know, sitting there just thousands and thousands and millions of followers all of a sudden, and you know, they're sitting there in the super chat, someone will give them $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or whatever, just out of nowhere. Those people are controlled. We bring in the pleasure, we bring in the will, we bring in the trust. Okay, we're doing it. So there's so many of those. It's unbelievable. You have, they appear to be saying all the right things. So just be careful, okay? You may need to do a release or a clearing of anyone or anything that is not of the light, or pretending to be of the light, or anyone who might intend to manipulate you in the future or whatever. Start to be specific. I do have a cleansing, quick cleansing one that I will add as well. I'll add it to the playlist. Okay. All right. First lot of tarot we're going to do here. All right. So I'm going to get the moon card forward. There it is. Okay. So what do we get from the moon? What's coming up because of this moon? I also have my old mythic that I will do a Celtic cross for us. And I have 2 lots of Lenormand. Actually 3 lots of Lenormand here. Okay, moon. Now these are just, these particular cards were like, I don't know, $7 or something. And they are the AE Classic Tarot. And they're just really cool because of the hologram stuff. Everything's an illusion, isn't it? Okay, what do we need to know? Everybody. These are a little stiff, so they're a little harder to shuffle right now. Okay, moon. What's coming because of you? What do we need to know? Okay. Are you ready? All right. So what do we need to know? Wow. The Knight of Swords comes in extremely fast. This is someone with dark hair usually. Usually. It is also a youthful energy. You can see that that steed is moving. It is active energy. Something is actively happening. I actually often think of Archangel Michael when I see that particular card. He's coming to the rescue. It's funny because I have this candle always at my desk as well. I can see the sword. It's just action, right? No, I'm not a Catholic. I don't care. I still use their candles. All right, so we've got this fast action. You got the clear blue sky in the background. You have the clouds are even moving. So the Knight of Swords traditionally is an energy of fast movement. It speeds up the entire reading. It brings forth information really, really quickly. It brings us into safety quickly. But the only thing is about the Knight of Swords is that he comes in and he goes out. It's talking about skill and bravery and capacity, defense. Sometimes it can talk about opposition and resistance as well. So this is someone coming in. He wants to scatter his enemies. All right, he doesn't want anyone to be focusing on what appears to be a problem. It seems to be that it's already taken care of here. Sometimes it can bring destructive energy as well. Like the moon can sometimes highlight for us some kind of destructive energy or a battle. Okay? Could be a battle most likely within ourselves. But more than likely, this is help coming to us very quickly. Okay? The Six of Swords indicates because of this fast action by someone who we have connected with, that we are able to gather our things, to gather ourselves and move away from the turbulent waters and into clearer, calmer energy, right? So the Six of Swords tells you about people, or tells you about, see these swords sitting here? It tells you about support that you didn't even know that you had, you see? So journey can be happening by water for some way. Something can be publicly announced also, quickly. There can be someone who is a foreigner or someone who speaks in a different, or was born in a different country, who helps as well, individually and collectively. Someone who is giving safe passage, and I've said this before as well. It's like there are some people that are going through devastation on different levels right now. But this tells me that there's peace, because after this moon there's this peaceful energy here. We're turning our back on all of the nonsense and we're moving forward more protected, safe and aware as well. We may become aware of who these swords are, who these protectors are. also. And then we have this very, very spiritual and loving energy coming in with the Page of Cups. Sometimes this is an offer that is, too good to refuse, that could come forward. A sense of emotion because something is so amazing, right? So, this particular page, he might also be studious. He might contemplate things. There may be messages that come forth that are about things that we need to reflect upon. It could bring meditation for us, a lot of news, and things directed to our business. So if this was reversed, this might be something that was destructive news, or it could be seductive kind of energy, but it's not. So the information that we receive is going to be good. It is going to be reliable, okay? And everybody, across the seas, across everywhere, across the land, across the seas, are going to hear this message. Oh gosh, it's coming from younger people, look. So this particular page is stepping. He's got information about the past. This one's got information about our future and the growth that we're going to have. This particular page looks bigger. Looks more. It looks like they're trying to show you the pyramids here too, but without showing you. It's someone confident because of the yellow. It's connected to confidence with the sacral chakra. He is looking at the growth on the staff, on the wand. The Page of Wands brings us a lot of information about, because usually the wand energy is connected with creative energy and businesses as well. So, this is kind of interesting here. The Page of Wands is connected to the fire signs as well. So the fire signs are always connected as well to, in a sense, to their abilities, okay? To their strengths, to their goals. They are focused a lot on determination. So this person is, acting like he's proclaiming something. It's someone who's faithful. This is someone who's an envoy, a messenger. This is someone inside, can be a post office as well. He bears good testimony. So, definitely an energy of passion as well, and feeling like they need to release something. So it just feels like there's people backing people up, and I've sort of said that in the past with, oh my God, see? That's, if we think about what's been over on this side of the reading, this is where the Jupiter was, the destiny was, the sun was. Everything is connected with this, although it's happened. The night moves real slow. This particular night, you see the difference? Right? We have 2 nights and we have 2 pages. Oh my God. So the Knight of Pentacles is someone responsible. Definitely a responsible, trustworthy source of information, right? He rides a slow, enduring, heavy horse, okay? But he brings interest. He brings responsibility, as I said. He is connected with valor, realizing his intelligence and spreading that forward. He may also be really smart with regards to science and mathematics. And this is someone that took a long time to come forward here. But when it happens, which is happening because of this moon, right? Could be by the 6th of May, because it's the only one that we have here, the 10th. That there's, oops, stay gone. Okay, so that there's relief here with this vibration. So having a lot of page and knights, these are the youth. Okay, so these are younger than 25 years old. However, it could also show or imply immaturity. So it might be an older person, but they act like they're 25. Okay. I feel like there's a rescue going on. And when that happens, we begin to be able to relax a little bit and move forward. But we need this rescue, and it seems to me that it's coming from a group of people. Again, another message that I continually get is that it's more than just one person saying, hey, this is the truth, everybody around the world. This is what we've really been doing. This is the truth of the matter. We've been trying to keep you distracted with this thing and this thing and this thing that you didn't even, it wasn't even something that you were worried about in the past. Yeah. And the Wheel of Fortune just fell completely out. So change from around the globe, more than one person saying the same thing so that it cannot be disputed. And it brings us into our beautiful healing phase. So this is also talking about the 10th. This one talks about the 17th. It also talks about the 8th of May and the 1st of May. Okay, we're going to feel emotion about this. We are going to feel emotional about all of the information and all of the changes and things. We're going to have clarity. Things are going to make sense to us on a deeper level. We're not going to allow any more, or we shouldn't allow anyone to pull wool over our eyes. We shouldn't allow that. Even in your spiritual circles, in your personal life, stop listening to people that are manipulating you. And they're manipulating you emotionally because you want to believe that something or someone or some spaceship or something is coming to save us. And you want to believe that there's got to be something, and there are things going on behind the scenes, definitely. There are spaceships around, and they always have been. There are a close connection with our interplanetary brotherhood. We're all connected. Okay? But whether they're going to beam us up, all right, is not, even if that were going to happen, that we were going to get beamed up into these spaceships, it wouldn't happen until there was an awakening and that people were moving forward and that people were focusing on brotherhood and people were focusing on peace instead of listening to everybody else for the answers, that you're gathering a peaceful answer within yourself. Angels always say to me, everything's going to be okay. There's always chaos right before the calm. There's always chaos right before something amazing is going to happen. There's always something that needs to fall into place for humanity to understand, because people are blindly listening to what they've always listened to. They don't think anything wrong with it, just like you don't think there's anything wrong with how you believe. Okay? They are as invested as you are in what they believe in. I have noticed a difference in my circles of people that I know that have been jib-jabbed and those who haven't. And I don't think the jib-jab realise how vague they are. I don't think they realise what a brain fog they're in until they try to actually focus on something or do a reading or connect with their spirituality again. They're like lost, you know. They lose time. They don't realise that anything's different about them. I truly believe it. I'm going to do a Lenormand. This is another nice Lenormand deck. This is called the Bluebird Lenormand. Again, I'm going to try to use different Lenormand cards to see if we get same or similar messages. These are more old-fashioned, as you can see. All right, there are 2 female cards and 2 gentleman cards. So I will actually just take the lady and the man as the collective and leave the other 2 older ones in here. But we won't call them older. We'll just say masculine, feminine. All right. Okay, everybody. I know you're all hanging out for Lenormand cards because I haven't pulled this deck out in a long time. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to shuffle pretty good. Tomorrow I'm teaching the Blue Moon Isis Reiki, and on Sunday I'm teaching the Golden Triangle Reiki. These are very, very simple and easy tools that you can have. You don't need to be a Reiki master. They do recommend it, but I'm doing it anyway. I will teach you and guide you. Of course, you'll get meditations, PDFs, all that sort of thing. And you will attune into the ancient energy of Egypt, and also into learning more about the goddess Isis and how she can help with healing dramatically as well. So I would look forward to seeing you tomorrow if you're coming in, and Zoom with me on video. These classes are really incredible. Okay. I don't know, probably only 10 people are going to see my video at first. Out of 40,000, would you believe? There's only a few of you that actually pay attention. So I just can't believe those numbers, to be honest. So very, very soon, all of that suppression will stop for everybody who's experienced it. Okay? Because you can't keep, you know, if I wasn't as strong as I am, I would have given up a long time ago, to be honest with you all. Okay? That's how hard they've made it for myself and my husband, continually. So anyway, let's do this. Okay, I'm asking the Lenormand to give us a clear picture of the energy that's coming up in the very near future. Okay. There's this ship. See? The 6 of Swords, like we saw. And also a ship carrying gold sails straight into view. Lined in its hold are fortunes for you. If you should travel with a special friend, memories unfurl for years upon end. So this is going to give us a little bit of a ancient way of looking at the Lenormand. We know the ship brings international trade, international help, international abundance. The unopened book weaves stories concealed. When pages are read, the truth is revealed. Oh my God. The book guards tales of inner emotion. Blessed are the words of deep devotion. Some of these little poems or whatever are going to be a little weird. Okay, so we'll just take what resonates with us. Okay, so remember we do this side and we do this side. Comes the sun again. Sun is warm and brightens the day. Good luck has begun to come your way. The closer your location, you bask in sweet bliss. Energy abounds in summer's radiant kiss. So as the weather warms up too, but the sun being very close to us also puts better luck on the readings. And the child. When a sweet child smiles your way, innocence brings joy to fill your day. Oops. Friends are many, enemies are few. Embrace a fresh start in all that you do. Okay, so the child energy again. Okay, the child energy again, the new start, the new moon, right? So let's take a look at the ship. So we get this information from overseas. I've told you, I don't know how many times now. We get this information and there's a lot of education that comes from this. There's a lot of archaeological research. There's sometimes people are getting their passport. This can also talk about papers. But there's movement because the ship can impersonate any moving vehicle. It can be cars, it can be motorcycles, boats, planes, others, right? It's a significant distance, therefore it can predict sometimes a move that is far away to another state or country. This can sometimes happen. At the very least, it can mean a change of zip code, right? So it's either that you're moving into this far away, distant place or somewhere, again, like a different zip code for you, and the information comes forward to allow you to do that. Or it means that from another place, the information is revealed to us, and this book does not have a lock on it. It's open. So we'll see as we do the other Lenormand what comes up as well. So then we have the sun and the child, which is a happy child usually. Good disposition, right? Usually a boy, because it's the sun, a masculine, an energetic kid, an honor student, or a winner. So it's a powerful card, the sun, influencing the reading in a very positive way and giving you the energy necessary to move through any obstacle. So this is a card of courage and overcoming adversity to reach your goals. We're all going to be so relieved when this BS is over, because this is an attempt. This whole thing has been an attempt to destroy us. It hasn't worked. It won't work, and it won't ever work. And they underestimated the strength of the people, really. I mean, we still see people driving their car by themselves with a face thing on. I'm like, oh boy. Okay. Oh boy. Fish. When fish swim near in an ocean vast, prospects are clear for a fortune amassed. If fish swim away, hopes are battered, cheer turns to dismay, and dreams are shattered. It's right near the ship. Come on. Oh, here comes the information. Heed well good news from the cavalier. Impassioned views promise good cheer. Sadness that hides veiled in the day, once disguised, soon flies away. Yes! Okay, so look. You don't even have to know the Lenormand. You can just tell that the information that we receive from someone who's overseas or born overseas or is a foreigner or something like that, or has money or has connections, is coming forth to help the people. It's there. I think there's, again, I always say there's more than one, it's a group. So we look at the fish, okay, as our abundance, it as literally talking about money whenever it is the fish. It's definitely talking about money. It's a symbol of business and enterprise. It doesn't represent corporate America though. Large corporations and governmental bodies are usually the tower. We know that by now, okay? So the fish comes up next to the Cavalier, which is a new cash flow, new revenues, new employees for some of you, okay? The fish is underneath the ship, which is international sales and expansion. The fish is opposite the book, which is accounting. We said someone with mathematics, someone with science, accounting or teaching, research, and expertise. Oh my God. So the fish relates to commerce and trade in general, self-employment, business activities. It rules sales, it rules import and export, it rules consulting and international exchange. It's a card of businesses and entrepreneurs as it refers to independence and adventures. This is a self-made person, a person who is savvy and independent. Sometimes they can have dark grayish or dark brown hair. Someone well-groomed and attractive. Could have eye color of brown or hazel. This is the person that's coming forth that's also backed up by the Cavalier. A self-made person. I'm letting you all figure it out. Okay. This side. Comes the birds. More information. Birds bring a message full of cheer. If this card falls distance, all is not clear. So it's quite near us, it's fine. Whatever the outcome, remain without fear. Woes will be brief when the birds appear. Okay? Look, this letter is sealed. This surprise letter from a place remote brings good news from a friend who wrote. If the words pretend a stormy sky, sadness will soon much intensify. So if we had the clouds above here, then there would be sadness in this letter, right? But we don't. We have good news, we have good cheer, we have strength here. So the letter and the birds just reinforce the information that's coming. And this is coming from a place that's remote, as it says on this thing. I keep getting message bombed. I hope it's not going to cut me off. No, it's not. It's still going. All right, so the letter is coming out with the birds, and that talks about a newsletter, active writing, people writing. It gives proof of our correspondence. It's the physical representation of a communication with others. It's any kind of documentation that can come forth with good news. Fax, emails, text messages as well. As I said, I was just being text bombed. Good news coming about a child. Good news coming about relocating. For some of you, oh, excuse me. I always have to sneeze during this reading. It's so funny. Good news coming from a different location. Okay, probably multiple different locations. It's what keeps coming to me. Okay. Heart. The heart is a symbol of fulfillment and joy. Romance is in full bloom for you to enjoy. Serenity rests deep in thy heart. Loving yourself is where it should start. That keeps coming up too. I hope people start listening, because that's when the change will occur. More money. Brawny and bold, here is the bear. Your financial positions, you should be aware. Spend your resources with wisdom and care. Use your power to be strong and fair. Sometimes in the olden days, the bear was about, being careful with finances and things like that. And in this instance, because there's so much positivity here, right, we're going to have a look at what these combinations are. It's always, to me, a very, very positive entrepreneur card. It's always been that way for me. It's also been a female card, and it's also been someone who is focused on nutrition as well. In some aspects, this one fell out. And we have the anchor. Okay, so we have the heart, the bear, the dog, and the anchor. So we'll take a look at this one first. I want to take a look at the heart first because this is interesting. It's come up with the fish here, which can also talk about people who are single and they find a significant relationship as well, a motivation to be together with a couple of people, and sometimes this can just be a loving group as well. It comes out with a new relationship opportunity because of the horseman, okay? And because of the bear, it can be generous, it can be wealthy and protective, right? So there's people that care about us. If this is talking about a collective, people who have a lot of money or who have a lot of brains, let's just say, are going to come together, and they should. The wealthy around the globe that are not involved in all of the BS should come together. Self-made people. So we have the bear with the fish. Now, I can tell you this is going to be amazing. Financial business, loan officer, mortgage companies, financial stability, long-term financial goals and planning. So the bear is essential to assess the financial health of a person or a company. So it forecasts financial fluctuations in a business, right? It also describes food intake and nutritional habits of a person. So this can also say, you really need to take a little bit more care in what you're eating, because you're, 80% of your fitness revolves around what you eat. Now, I know for a fact taking out and just doing mostly organic once a week, just eating, it might be non-organic or whatever, but it's always vegan, has completely taken the puffiness out of my face, and it's taken a lot of bloating out of my body just doing chemical free. So even just trying that, these people just go from chemical to chemical to chemical. This will fix it, take it out. Chemicals are doing the damage. Anyway, so then we have the dog here and the anchor. Okay, so we know that the dog is very faithful, very loyal, and with the anchor it talks about stable partnerships as well, lifelong friendships and connections. But we have the dog come up with the letter, which again is about emails, texting, all that stuff. And the birds can talk about parties, get-togethers, and reunions as well. We are going to be able to reunite with our loved ones. It's been 4 years, 4 years for me since I've seen my other 2 children. So, and anybody that I know in Australia, it's been 4 years. And it should never have been that way. Okay. Let's keep going. Oh boy, here's the snake. Here's the snake. Here's the snake and the fox. The mountain. And the Tower. Why is the Tower always on the right-hand side? Because the right-hand side is masculine energy. The male energy has been disruptive, to say the least, and trying to keep us not moving. Okay, this masculine vibration. And then we have the fox and the snake over here. Oh boy. Ooh. So the snake is vile as the serpent who lulls with a bite. Be not indulgent or slow to fight. Flee every moment she turns on the charm. This poised opponent will bring you to harm. This is a feminine energy. The fox is sly, a friend is too. Someone may try to deceive you. With wily glances, the renard snaps. Evade deception and beware old traps. Okay? Okay, so I know the scythe and all that are going to come up relatively soon here. So we look at the snake with the fox, and this says that these are serious enemies. That these have been, in some cases, bad employees. It's been a tough job. The snake's always talking about something's not always, not always, I shouldn't say that. A fox is sly and clever and is out to manipulate you, and especially next to the fox. Okay, so we have the snake also with the bear, and this is about someone trying to steal from you, from us. The snake and the heart, and this is something with deception with someone that we cared about or we thought highly of. There you go. The mountain and the tower. I've been waiting this. I knew they were going to come out, but they've come right out together. The mountain and the tower talks about imprisonment, legal restrictions, and something is locked. The mountain is always going to bring us a delay. However, with the positive energy of the sun, we've got to remember, and all the positive cards we've had, this is going to come undone. Let me see. See, the snake is the gentleman. You can just perceive who that is. And a lady. Oh my God. These two. Okay. The fox and the snake. Who are those, do you think? Oh my God. I don't even have to look at it. Yep. Confusion. But the garden brings us into new friends that arrive. Okay. From the tower. I've said that before as well. I'm going to keep going right now. Here comes the change with this person. There's a change. There it is. Oh boy. Ooh, change, a transformation. Okay. I knew it! Didn't I just say? Oh my God. It's finishing, folks. This is done. People who live in the stately grand house. Oh my God. Wow. Complete change in our living conditions, everybody, because of this transformational energy. These two are going, it's changing. And we come into such, the stars keep coming up for us. Our health comes back with the tree. I'm going to see, don't worry, I'm going to do, the key is here to unlock all of this BS and responsibilities that we've been, burdens that we've had. Someone is committed to helping us. It has been a nervous, it's a nervous commitment, but they're doing it anyway. And this, yeah, okay, so the birch rod is like the whip. It's trouble. It's trouble. And we're grateful though, because we want the ending of this whole situation that we've been seeing. We want to make a decision here, and we're going to be very, very lucky Oh my God, that's the end of the reading. We are in tune with what is real. We are in tune with our truth, right? The lilies are white, the outlook, the green leaves surround, the outlook is bright, passion will abound, good disposition. And the slumbering moon, when it rises near, means that great honors are bound to appear. Intuition and perception soar in the night. Emotions wax and wane in the moon's light. So by the full moon, which is a lunar eclipse, hello, all this is taking place. This is pretty incredible to see the sky and the house and all of these changes here in the house. You know what the house is. Can be your personal house, changes in your personal house as well. But I'm just going to quickly look at this one, because it is, you've got the stork, you've got the coffin, and you've got the sky all together around the tower and all this sort of stuff too. Oh. So cancellation and a reconsideration, positive changes. Okay. With the stars, it's future plans and moving forward. With the tree, it's recovery from illness, empowerment, and getting better. With the transformation of the coffin here, we have the coffin and the scythe together. That talks about self-inflicted difficulties and sacrifice. Exactly. Right? Oh. And the clouds, someone with mental confusion. Wow, I wonder who that is. Who do we see stuttering and bumbling? I can't get over it. It's supposed to be, you know. So then we have the sky that's come up here. And yeah, termination, resignation. Okay, it's happening. It's there. Sky with the house, purchase of a sale or a house or family decisions for some of you. Yeah, extractions. We are going to look at the other Lenormand as well, as promised. But it seems to me that every single time and every single deck that I use, it doesn't even matter what it is. We have this connection with the tower, mountain, scythe, the coffin, the stork comes up. You got these two that came up, for God's sake. They are going to be out. It's just, it all has to change. Okay. And we have people helping us. We do. There are people behind the scenes that are loyal to us. People that are in the tower that are loyal to us. Meaning it's almost like they are a mole. You know, like they're a double agent or something. Right? We've got, it's crazy. You got someone who you would never believe to be on our side, who is pretending to be a certain way. This is what it feels like to me. He's pretending to say all the right things, etc., but really is gathering information. This information is done. It's like it's coming in teams. You know, like teams of people getting together with the same information. Teams of lawyers, teams of doctors. You know, teams of I don't want to say the word, but people who are in politics as well, and are actually working to help us. Anyway, let's just put it that way. YouTube's listening to everything I say, so whatever. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, those are the three that are completely... It doesn't matter what I do. I'm not allowed to get any more people I'm going to do a test though on that. I am going to do a test on it, so we will see. Okay, before I get into another Lenormand, I am going to do my very old mythic tarot. All right. And we're going to go through this quite interestingly and see the message of the Greek mythology in and within these cards. Can you believe that, Lenormand, though? Let me say. So, as we can see, when we're looking at the Lenormand now, it's like we get this reassurance in the beginning that everything's going to be okay no matter what we see. Like, there's this reassurance here. But then it says, and these people and this situation and this darkness here is exposed for the world to see. And then we make decisions after that of what we want to do, okay? Here comes the Chariot. We make decisions of what we want to do. These stories, there's the Six of Swords again. See? These are going to make sense to us as we have a look. All right. And I want you to see what was underneath. The Three of Cups in our celebration. And underneath that, the Nine of Coins. So, the celebration and the abundance. First of all, I'm going to clear this energy. I know my husband's probably really starving right now. So he will really enjoy his lunch when I get up there. And hopefully we'll be able to have lunch and watch this premiere. Okay, just to clear from that last full-on read. We start off with Aries, the Chariot, okay? I am going to be reading from my special book because I really want us to understand the bigger messages. So the card of the Chariot, it portrays a virile man with curly auburn hair, blue eyes, and a ruddy complexion, driving a bronze war chariot. He's dressed in bronze armor, bronze helmet, and a blood red tunic. There's a bronze shield. At his side is balanced a large spear. He grips the reins of two horses, one black, one white, which pull in opposite directions before him. Here we meet the war god Aries, who was said in myth to have been conceived by Hera, queen of the gods, without any male seed. As a god of war, Aries revelled in fighting. His two squires, Deimos, which is fear, and Phobos, which is terror, sometimes said to be his sons, accompany him on the battlefield. Unlike the goddess Athena, who is a war deity, represented cool strategy and foresight, Aries was in love with the heat and glory of battle itself, and with the exultant unleashing of his strength to challenge the foe. He was in many ways an unappealing god because he was associated with conflict and bloodshed. And Olympian Zeus and Athena disliked him for his brute strength and lack of refinement. But the love goddess Aphrodite had different tastes. Impressed by the vigor of the handsome warrior, whom she doubtless compared with her ill-favored husband, the smith god Hephaestus, she fell in love with Aries. The sentiment was quickly reciprocated. Aries took unscrupulous advantage of Hephaestus's absence to dishonor the marital couch. But the husband discovered the adulterous affair and planned a witty revenge. Secretly, he forged a net so fine that it could not be seen, but so strong that it could not be broken. He arranged his net above the couch where the lovers normally frolicked. When next the couple met and later fell asleep, the invisible net spread over them, and Hephaestus called all the gods to witness the shame of his wife and her lover. But Ares' ardor was unquenched by his embarrassment, and later, from his union with Aphrodite, a daughter was born, Harmonia, whose quality, as her name suggests, was a harmonious balancing of love and strife. So having this on a divinatory level, the Chariot appearing here is conflict and struggle, which can result in a stronger personality. You may come face to face not only with aggression in others, but with one's own competitive and aggressive drives. This conflict cannot be avoided, but needs to be faced with strength and containment. Thus, you come to harmony through learning to handle your own contradictions and pass from the world of adolescence to the next stage of your journey. It's a necessary experience. So, if we can meet the challenge of Aries and really look at the coming face to face with our dark side as well, really coming face to face with our shadow aspects, and if we can do this and be more honest about our struggles within, etc., then we come into harmony. We come into balance with who we really are. We stop fighting our way forward and start feeling our way and using our senses instead. And yes, this is a battle that we've been through. We've been through this battle where every part of us has been challenged. Okay? And it's a breakthrough though. This is a breakthrough. Okay. So then we move on to the Three of Wands. Okay? Three of Wands. Remembering you can get your own readings and things that I do. I even do video readings like this now. Three of Wands. So this one here, okay? The card of the Three of Wands portrays Jason. Okay, so this is Jason and the Argonauts. And he newly arrived at the city of Iolcus. He wears only one sandal, okay, having lost the other in crossing the river, thereby confirming the oracle which has which has prophesied his advent. He stands triumphantly, holding in his right hand 3 flaming swords. At his feet kneels the usurper King Polias, black-haired and black-bearded, dressed in a royal purple, and offering with apparently humility the golden crown which he has unlawfully stolen. Okay? So the Three of Wands, like the other threes in the minor arcana, represents a stage of initial completion. Here it is the apparent completion of the original creative idea. There's a cause for celebration, and it seems everything is going according to plan. Jason has arrived at the place of his inheritance, and lo and behold, he has met with no apparent resistance. Pelias, frightened of the oracle, seems quite willing to abdicate the throne that he's stolen. Think about what this might mean. Who's going to be quite willing to abdicate the throne or the title that they've stolen? Why? Because there's too much information. So, thus, creative work often seems to have an initial ease. The right contacts appear as if by magic. The preliminary sketches look good, and the idea appears to be gathering substance to itself, as though it's been prodded by divine intervention. There is hard work to come. Often new ideas emerge at this stage, things which we had not at first considered, but will require delays, alterations of plans, and a lot more effort than had been anticipated. So the Three of Wands implies a high point, but there is more to follow. Pelias now tells Jason about the Golden Fleece, which lies in Colchis, implying, for his own nasty reasons, that being king of Iolcus means very little without the restoration of Zeus's precious fleece to the god's sanctuary. It is at this point, after the initial celebration, that many creative potentials collapse. For the stage of initial completion is not a final outcome. And unless you are willing to take a further gamble, the idea cannot be totally realized. Okay? The world is full of unfinished novels sitting in desk drawers where the first 20 pages started well. The message here is enjoy the satisfaction because you're not finished yet. True creative confidence can only be found if the idea is put to the test and stretches you to the utmost. So the Three of Wands implies a stage of initial completion of a creative idea or project. You've done it, you've put it out there, here it is. Good foundations have been laid. Enthusiasm is high. There's a feeling of satisfaction and optimism about the future potential of the project. But there's also hard work ahead and new plans which must be put into action so that the full promise can be realized. Okay? Don't rest on your laurels. Keep pushing. Okay? Keep pushing. But you've got it. Okay? How interesting. See? It's like this guy's just giving up because he's like, oh, well, there's just too much in this and you've got me. Here it is, quick. And then tries to manipulate him saying, well, it's not that great of a thing that you have right now. You still need to get the other thing, the Golden Fleece. So here we have the Four of Pentacles, okay? I'm going in order by how I laid them out. Remember, these cards have been my first deck of cards, and I got them 31 years ago, and they were already secondhand. So, I believe they came out in 1986, these cards, and I got them, I got them in probably the end of 1990, 91 is when I got these cards. Four of Coins. All right, so here we go. What's this story? This is how I learnt in-depth way of the tarot, was with this particular book that goes with this. So the card of the Four of Coins pretends Daedalus clutching 4 golden pentacles tightly in his arms. He stares angrily at a boy who's busy at the work table. His nephew Talos, clothed in a pale green tunic, brown hair, dark complexion, concentrating on a beautiful golden ornament, which he is in the process of completing. Around both the artisan and his nephew, richly laden vines twine up a trellis while green hills can be seen in the distance against a clear sky. Okay? They like to tell you everything about what you're looking at here, right? The Four of Pentacles is sometimes called the card of the miser because it implies a condition of being too anxiously attached to one's money or worldly position. Because of the tight grasp, the flow of energy, which is always necessary in the suit of Pentacles to develop material success, is dammed up and begins to stagnate. So here we see Daedalus responding in anger and jealousy to his gifted nephew, who has already surpassed him in skills, although the boy is only 12. Rather than meeting his competitive challenge in a more creative way, Daedalus has chosen to react by trying to cling too tightly to a situation of the past. This leads eventually to the destruction of not only Talos but of Daedalus himself. The Four of Pentacles is not only concerned with holding on to one's money with too tight a grasp. Money is a symbol as well as an objective reality, for it is through money that we assert our evaluation of things. Thus it embodies our own worth, the price we set upon our self-expression. The rewards which a person expects for his skills also represent an estimation of how much his skills are worth in terms of value. And because we so often fail to understand the deeper meaning of money in our lives, we assume that money itself is responsible for most of the world's problems. Spiritual and historic teachings suggest that money is intrinsically evil and corrupts, but these teachings do not draw the distinction between the actual object and the emotional value we place on it. Thus, Daedalus' jealousy is not really about the business he might lose, because his nephew can clearly create prettier objects. For one might assume that the Athenian market is big enough for them both, right? Besides which, he might have used the challenge of Talos as a spur to further develop his own talents. But the jealousy points to a problem in self-value. For Daedalus' estimation of himself is embedded in what he makes, and the loss of one is also the loss of the other. Get that? The jealousy points to a problem in self-value. See, we need to have this self-love. For Daedalus' estimation of himself is embedded in what he makes, right? And the loss of one is also the loss of the other. Thus, the Four of Coins is a subtle card, for it's not only about an attitude of miserliness, which causes the individual to cling too tightly to his resources, thereby causing the stagnation of energy and the inability to make future gains. This card also describes an inner problem of not enough confidence and a fear of letting go, which can result not only in material but also in emotional stagnation. Letting emotional energy flow freely goes hand in hand with letting material resources flow, you see? If you're not getting the money that you want, it's because you don't appreciate yourself enough. They have to go hand in hand. Otherwise, you won't receive it. And then it just keeps spurring you into that direction of, see, I never get anything. So, So it goes hand in hand with letting material resources flow. The person who clings too tightly, who cannot delegate authority, who hoards his praise and generosity, creates internal as well as external blockage. The Four of Coins warns about an attitude of holding too tightly to things which are bound up with one's sense of self-value. The fear of loss may mean no loss, but it also means no gain. For there is a stagnation of of creative energy, which can eventually not only block funds, but block your self-expression. See yourself in a different way. You are blocking yourself perhaps in more ways than one. This is a message for all of us about how we feel really, truly on the inside. Okay, see how powerful this is? I don't even have to commentate. It's there. So then we have the Six of Swords. Okay, this is interesting too. Oh gosh. This is how I trained myself, everybody. Is excessive, I know. But I would sit day after day after day with my little cards, and I'd pull out reading after reading after reading over situations. And I would pretend that someone was coming to me with a situation. And it might be my own situation, but I can't read for myself very well because that's not how my seeing works. It's not about me, in other words. This is the only time that I get a really good look at things is when I do a collective reading. I have my intuition, which guides me forward. I don't need cards at all, don't get me wrong. The cards open up the doorway to your intuition though, because you're looking at pictures which forces you to use your imagination, and when you use your imagination, it's the key to your divination, to your psychic abilities, to everything. Anyway, let's get to the Six of Swords. Okay, so the swords are about the story of Orestes and his family and the things that his mother put him through. Terrible. Okay, so we see Orestes here, standing, dignified, in a shallow boat. He's wrapped in a pale mauve cloak and stares across the water towards the city of Argos, which can be seen in the distance. 6 swords stand upright. Their points are embedded in the hull of the boat. In the foreground, the waters are turbulent and storm clouds can be seen in the sky. But as Orestes approaches his city, the water looks calmer and the sky above the city is clear, right? So he's out of this and into this. We had this card before. The Six of Swords portrays a situation of moving away from turbulent, difficult feelings towards a calmer and more serene state. Maybe after admitting to yourself what you do. Some consciousness has been gained and some peace from the acceptance of one's limit. So in the 5 we had limits. In the 6 we have a new suggestion of harmony, which springs from coming to terms with one's tasks, what you have to do, where you limit yourself. Thus the young prince, although moving toward a terrible deed, is nevertheless at peace with himself and leaves behind him the anxious, distressing and fraught state suggested by the choppy waters behind him. The serene state suggested by the Six of Swords is not really pleasurable, like the nostalgia of the Six of Cups. It doesn't spring from a tranquil heart, but rather from a tranquil mind. Insight and understanding mean everything here. For the serenity and smooth passage of the Six of Swords depend upon one's seeing and comprehending the way in which the pattern of one's life works. You see? It is this need for seeing and understanding which causes many people to study subjects like the tarot and astrology, as well as psychology and the workings of the human mind during times of difficulty. This is exactly what I did. For understanding makes an enormous difference when we are beset by problems. And seeing how we have architected our own fates can often release the anxiety and promote a calm acceptance, which allows us to move into the future. The gifts which such symbolic maps as the tarot or the horoscope offer are beyond price. Although a map cannot make choices for us or change an external situation from good into bad, but knowledge of why we are on a particular road and how we got there and what it might mean can sometimes work magic. And thus, the sea changes toward a calm and peaceful passage. So the Six of Swords suggests a time when the mind's capacity for understanding helps to ease a difficult and anxiety-provoking time into a more peaceful passage. Insight smooths the storm clouds, and one can retain one's dignity and self-respect. Having knowledge of your path, why things are in it, why we go through what we go through, where we have the shadow side, where there's jealousy still, and I don't get this, and this is not happening for me, so, it's not working. Why? Because you don't value yourself. We've seen that here. That you start something and then you quit. And you need to keep going because the potentials are there for everybody. We just have to keep pushing. It's hard, I know. Believe me, I know. I'm here 31 years later, right? Pushing forward, trying my best to help humanity to understand themselves so that you can free yourself, because that's what you have to do. You have to free yourself from the constraints of psychological hurts and trauma responses and past life failings and scars on your soul. Understand yourself. Love is the only thing that heals it. Not disdain for yourself and jealousy of others and, wishing things were different and the world doesn't listen, neither does the universe. Stop. Okay, we've all been there. But it's time we come together in a thought form of love, protection, support, moving forward. No fear. No fear. Just do. Just be. Understand. Be gentle with yourself. Wild compassion. Do it for yourself. Nobody else. And then we have the Strength here. Okay, here's the Strength. Here we meet the great warrior, Heracles. So not Hercules, Heracles. It is called Hercules by the Romans, who in myth was the most invincible of heroes. He was the son of Zeus, king of the gods, by a mortal woman called Alcmene. Zeus's wife Hera was, as usual, jealous of the child born from her husband's adultery and persecuted the hero with terrible punishments. She drove him mad, and in his madness he inadvertently murdered his wife and children. Heracles begged the gods for some task to expiate his crimes, and the oracle at Delphi ordered him to subject himself to 12 years of arduous labours in the service of the evil king Eurystheus, who Hera favoured. Thus, the hero voluntarily bound himself to the servant of the goddess who persecuted him in expiation of a crime for which she was ultimately responsible. The first of the famous 12 labours which King Eurystheus required Heracles to perform was to conquest of the Nemean lion, an enormous beast with a pelt that was proof against iron, bronze and stone. Since the lion had depopulated the neighbourhood, Heracles could find no one who could direct him to its lair. Eventually he found the beast bespattered with blood from the day's slaughter. He shot a flight of arrows at it, but they rebounded harmlessly from the thick pelt. Next, he used his sword, which bent, and then his club, which shattered on the lion's head. Heracles then netted one entrance of the two-mouthed cave in which the lion hid and crept in by the other entrance. The lion bit off one of his fingers, but Heracles managed to catch hold of its neck and choked it to death with his bare hands. Then he flayed the pelt of the lion with his own razor-sharp claws, and forever after he wore the skin as armor, with the head as a helmet, thus becoming as invincible as was the beast itself. So Heracles battling the Nemean lion is an image of the problem of containing the powerful and savage beast within us, while still preserving those animal qualities which are creative and vital. The lion is a special kind of beast and reflects a different aspect of the human psyche than do the willful horses in the cart of the chariot. So this is different. The lion in myth has always been associated with royalty, even when it is at its most destructive. And this king of beasts is an image of the infantile, savage, and totally egocentric beginnings of a unique individuality. Thus, the Nemean lion is not wholly evil, but possesses a magical skin which can offer invincibility. This invincibility is connected with the sense of inner permanence, which comes from a solid sense of me. When we wear the skin of the lion which we have conquered, the opinions of others, the great they, who strike such fear into the hearts of the timid, mean little, for we are armored in our own indestructible sense of identity. Okay? However, promising its potential, the lion is savage and vicious in its animal form. This side of a person unleashed is the me first drive, which will happily destroy anyone or anything in its path, so long as one's own gratification is assured. Rage is one of the manifestations of this drive. Not healthy anger, which might be appropriate to a situation, but a furious, explosive, floor-beating tantrum where we do not get our way. Implacable pride is another of its faces, not self-respect, but a bombast and inflated self-importance which can make us savage and unrelenting towards those upon whom we are dependent or who steal the limelight from us. So, the lion is in many ways like the angry infant in us, demanding that the world revolve around oneself and destroying blindly and at random when it does not. But if this beast is conquered, then we can appropriate the magical skin, which in psychological terms means integrating the vital power of the beast and making it serve a conscious and responsible ego. Thus, Heracles' conquest of the lion is not truly a killing, but kind of transformation, so that the strength and determination of the animal are expressed by a human and not a beast. Herein lies the ambivalence of the card of strength. For Heracles could easily simply destroy the beast without any benefit accruing from the slaughter. This is the negative face of Heracles within us, the kind of strength which represses all instinct without any transformation, leaving behind a strong shell within which lives a soul without passion, without anger, or without a true identity. But the card of strength, when it appears in this spread, implies a situation where a collision with the lion within is inevitable, and where the creative handling of one's own rage and senseless pride is desirable. Courage, strength, and self-discipline are necessary to battle with the situation. Through such an experience, we can come in contact with the beast, but also with the part of us which is Heracles, the hero who can subdue it. Thus, the fool, having developed the faculties of mind and feeling, now learns to deal with his own ferocious egotism, emerging from this contest with trust in himself and integrity towards others. There has to be a balance. You don't want to be raging too forcefully in your belief structures and ideals, because you risk the lion energy being the most dominant aspect of your personality. And you get a lot further with honey than you do with vinegar, right? But you can use the strength of the lion's royal energies and positive aspects to protect you and guide you forth and bring you the confidence that you need, because everybody knows what a lion is going to do and everybody respects that, and that energy is what you need to have. Everybody knows what you're going to do and they are going to respect you for that, and they won't even try to manipulate you if you can balance these aspects of yourself. A lot of the times younger people have this anger within them, and you try to help them to fashion a way out of it, but to them it can't be that easy, or it can't be that, or it can't be, it has to be science, a doctor, this, that, or the other. That's the thing that's going to help me. And it's breaking through that stubborn pride as well to help you to get to the other side where you can finally let go of the beast within you. And finally we have the Two of Wands that's come up here. So we see before Jason comes to see the king and take his thing back, this is before that. So let's take a look. Do you understand this reading? I know I'm probably talking too long, but I'm just doing what I feel. Okay, Two of Wands, and then we'll finish off with the second Lenormand read. Two of Wands, young Jason standing before the centaur Chiron. Okay, so this is Chiron in the cave. Chiron is the wounded healer. Poised before he sets out on his journey to reclaim his inheritance. Okay. Chiron is dimly visible in the darkness of the cave. Jason, clothed in a scarlet tunic, grips two flaming wands firmly in his hand. He hasn't got the third one yet. Two of Wands, like the other twos, polarizes the raw energy of the ace, and here that polarization implies the adventurer and his newly conceived goal. The restlessness and unformed power of the ace has begun to coalesce as a particular vision, although just how that vision might be achieved is not all that clear. Jason does not yet know about the golden fleece, but he knows now because Chiron has told him that he is a prince and he is the rightful heir to the throne of Ilokos, and that his father, Aeson, has been deposed and imprisoned by his wicked uncle Pelias. The feeling of potential here has here crystallized into something definite. Although the real creative adventure of Jason's future, the pursuit of the golden fleece, will only emerge once Jason steps forward on the first stage of his journey. Thus begin all creative ventures a little at a time. One idea leads to another, and often the first one is not the final one, but merely a prelude. However, the prelude is sufficient to get us moving out of the sanctuary of the cave, because of the feeling that we could have more than we have, or be more than we are. Jason's journey to Ilokos, the place of his rightful inheritance, is fraught with danger, for he has an enemy there who would cheerfully take his life. He cannot predict the outcome, and if he will succeed or fail, but he believes in his vision enough to try, and firmly grasps the wands which symbolize the fire of imagination. Otherwise he or we would remain peaceful but forever stifled in the cave, right? safe, but never fulfilling those potentials which are our birthright, but which require vision to bring into concrete being. So the Two of Wands heralds the formulation of a new aim, idea, goal, or creative project. This new idea may not be the final shape of the future, but it is full of potential and sufficient to lure you out of his or you the individual out of his or her present confines into a new creative venture. Everything here depends upon the courage of you to take the idea up with both hands and to put faith in that invisible creative power which has generated the vision of the new path. Okay? All right, so in the reading, we are battling different aspects of ourself here. We have this creative energy, we stop and start with it. We have an idea, we don't have the courage to fulfill it, so we sit where we are until there is some kind of big sign that we're supposed to do something. You know, the idea is you're supposed to do it, and then everything falls into place. One way or another. If you don't do it, you don't know. If you don't do it, you waste time. If you don't do it, you sit on the fence, and you'll always sit on the fence. Time goes by. All of a sudden, it's 20 years later, and you just have a bunch of regrets. We have to determine the lion within us and the Aries energy within us of fight, and coming across aggressive, or passive, I don't want to upset anybody, or I don't want to set the upper cart, and I don't want to do that unless I know for sure that it's going to work. You know, we life does not have definites because, you know, it just works on what you're throwing forward at life. You know, if I never opened up these cards because my dad wouldn't like them or whatever, I wouldn't have learnt about psychology, and I wouldn't have learnt about spirituality and psychology, and putting it together in a course now for the world to see, use, and change themselves with, because I didn't finish school in the traditional sense. I have tons of education, don't get me wrong, but not in a traditional sense. And I'm glad for it, because it means that I didn't fall for a regime that everybody else did and learning only what I'm told to learn in order to succeed. But these jealousies and these I've got to hang on to everything that I've got right now because I might lose it, we've got to escape from the chains that hold us down constantly. You know, we have to take chances on ourselves and hold an expectation of positive outcomes because of the chances that we're taking. You can't take a chance into the future and then say, well, it's probably not going to work, because that is what you're going to see. And that comes from a lack of self-love and the belief that you are as capable as anybody else to do anything. This whole hierarchy thing is given to us in school, in church. Even the angels say we don't even have need for ranks, names, or anything. You people do. And the universe doesn't say you can't have it because we're just not going to give it to you. The universe is saying when you appreciate and value yourself, when you push forward with plans instead of giving up on yourself all the time, when you face dangers with strength, even when you don't know what the outcome is going to be, then you will receive what you're looking for, because you have faith not only in yourself, but in your ability to change things. That is when the universe comes forward. And in these cards, we learn, hey, we've got everything here. All the raw potential's right here. All the knowledge is right here. All the information is right here. But how long is it going to take for you to step out of your own way, stop clinging on to the past situations, or driving ahead fearlessly and angrily at people and then giving up in shame? How do we balance it? With appreciation of the self. And if you don't have that, you won't have anything. You'll constantly come across problems. This is why I'm trying to help you all to empower yourself, create miracles for yourself, create a life for yourself. I have people, I do readings and I'm like, okay, there's a possibility of, it looks like there's a lot of love around you, or there's a possibility of someone, oh, no, I don't want to have a relationship. Okay, well, then you don't want to have a relationship, then you're not going to have this person coming forward, then are you? Oh, no, well, someone betrayed me. Well, everyone's betrayed me in my life. Okay, well, think about the person that you think it is, and that's who it is. Like, there's all this shut off all the time. Angrily, shutting off the information, shutting off the possibilities. Why? If someone said to you, go ahead and get yourself a lottery ticket because you're going to win the lottery this week, you have the choice whether you buy the lottery ticket or not. And then when you've bought the lottery ticket, you have the choice whether to believe you're going to win or not. If you don't believe wholeheartedly in something, you won't get it. Simple as that. So we see this, that we have to remain faithful to ourselves and our creative impulses, our cause, but not with aggression, with love at the basis of it all, an expectation of the light already exploding from you and filling the world. The light's already won anyway. I already know that. We've already known that for a long time now. All this nonsense that we're seeing is the scrambling effects of negative energy who have lost the chains that bound them to something. Now they're all running like chickens with their heads cut off, reacting to it and showing the world who they really are by reacting to it. Things are going to change, everybody. We're going to hang on to our hats as it happens, but remain faithful and diligent about who you are. Okay? God didn't have time to make a nobody, only a somebody, and that's you. Regardless of what you've been told, don't listen to the negative, listen to the positive. The person who's positively telling you, because that's what works in life. All right, final reading. This is my grandma's scarf, by the way. So she's always there. All right. Whew. Okay, let's go on to the final reading. Which is our amazing, oh look, the wish card right underneath. Okay, these are our amazing Golden Reverie, I think they're called. Oh, Gilded Reverie, Lenormand by Cairo Marchetti. We're just going to get the male and female, there they are, out today. I'm going to do my best to shuffle up. These have a couple of extra cards that are not traditionally in Lenormand. We will use them anyway, just to mix it up. And do you remember what we had? We had the ship, we had the sun, child, new beginnings, letters, information, someone from overseas helping us, someone foreign. They might not be living overseas now, right? But they were born there. They're not born where you live. And I'm sure there's more than one. It might be a company of people. It could be a whole lot of people. It has to be in order for people to actually listen. Okay. Here we go, Lenormand. Give us a message for everybody coming up into May. Letter. There's the child right at the beginning, the first line again. Okay. Clover. So we have good luck coming from this. Oh my God, wishes come true. See how we said that at the beginning? Okay, so the letter arrives with some good news about a new beginning for us. There's news about children as well around the globe. And there's also a newness to this because of the youth here. Okay? And then we have the luck and the wishes. You need to think about what it is that you've been wanting because it's about to arrive. We have the mice. Okay, so in this instance, this is talking about nerves because of the burdens. All right, there's a nervous anxiety perhaps for a younger person in your household. Or there's a letter that comes and it has more, it's like it has information regarding responsibility or a new responsibility for you. Doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Everything's about to transform, okay, and change with the 8. And that there may be a funeral for some people or a time where you're reflecting on family, you know, that you've lost in the past as well. And also a time of transformation with how you see yourself, your future, and your family as well. Here comes the fish on this side again. So yeah, so there's news about the finances here. You may be nervous about it though for some reason, but see it as excitement instead. There's excitement around this change with regards to personal, something that means a lot to you. Personal finances usually. A gift of gratitude comes in. Oops. That one flipped over. So someone is bringing you a message of gratitude or bringing good tidings towards you, something that you've been waiting for. And it could also be coming from an older person in some cases. You'll be grateful for the information. Oh my God. Comes the stars on this side again. The loyalty and the information coming from a trusted person towards you takes you into your true destiny and your north node. Now, if we get the key over here, then we also know that we're about to really, really move forward quickly. See, the dog and the fox came up together also before. And the fox and the snake, oh my God. See, this is an enemy that is very clever, okay? All right, hang on. All right, so we have the cloud. There's the tower. Tower, fox. See, a friend, right? It's kind of interesting, this 3 card things. Just a second. I may look up that combination. The tower and the fox, corporation, executive positions, corporate. Okay, corporate employee that is being, this is a corporate employee that is loyal because of the membership organization, corporate president, director. Someone's the director of a corporation is helping us. And then we have a movie studio, television studio, production company is these 2 working with us. And then we have a troubled corporation, a multinational firm. UN. Something's coming out. Big ego here. Okay, so we have the snake with the fox next to each other. Remember, this is a totally different deck. And this is a liar, a robber, illegal work in the big governments. Okay. Oh my God. It's causing us to feel in this labyrinth of confusion. But here comes the change. Okay, I wonder if we're going to see. Oh, there comes the ending of the. Oh God, it's going to finish. Okay, all this nonsense. It's not fair. Okay. See these. See, this is what we're looking towards, and this is what we get. We get the garden. We get the happiness, harmony, bliss, the social connection, the information, healing. Oh God. See, it's a court. It's a court. It's destruction. It's, it keeps coming out, everybody. And the sun's come out with it. So that's a really good sign. Okay, so wait a second. Wait a second. Wait. All right, so we have that tower sitting there. Okay, tower connects to the spine. It connects to your back as well. All right, just so you know that the tower guards and protects. It is typically a governmental institution such as the White House, Pentagon, any state, county, or military site. In the private sector, it is power and hierarchy of the corporate pyramid system. Take a look at what's going around it. Commercial buildings associate themselves also with the tower, particularly high-rises and shopping centres. The card represents legal matters like judgments, liens, and administrations such as the IRS, tax office, or immigration service. It also is an education symbol, sometimes can refer to colleges and universities, superior education and research. Everything that is official and important, such as prison, hospital, airports, courthouses, banks, are also, I was trying to say two words at once, also an aspect of the tower. I'm trying to say often and also at the same time, and went, often? So, the building represents the ego, someone's ambitions and belief system. So, if we were describing a person, if the tower was describing a person, this would be someone who's about 6 feet tall, someone who's had a good education, someone who feels superior morally and socially, and arrogance is part of the negative aspect of the card. A person under this symbol usually has high expectations and ideals. Sometimes discriminating and egocentric, the tower personality can be overbearing. Some of the professionals that it can be are judges, lawyers, executives, presidents, graduates, high rollers. They form under the spectrum of the tower. Okay? So, because of this information that I've just given you, you can see for yourself what you think that this means when you have tower and the scythe. It talks about courthouse, destruction, ruins, and judgments. This is coming in. It's coming in fast. We keep seeing it. Same. It doesn't lie. The Lenormand always happens. Then we have, on the other side of it, another destructive card, which talks about correctional facilities. So a judgment, an imprisonment, an ending, a courthouse, something or someone in ruins as well. Right underneath we have a professional organization. Okay, a professional organization. Big buildings here. Oh my. Okay. So I'm going to look at the scythe, and then I'm going to look at the whip. Oh, hang on. The scythe is next to the tower, which can be hospital, trial, judgment. The scythe is next to the garden, which can be jury, critics, sowing, gardening, harvesting. Harvesting. It is underneath the clouds, which shows weak decisions. It can also inform you of a possible surgery. So when we look at the description of people that are under the scythe's influence, are sharp, quick, and analytical. Their temperament can be cold and hurtful. They can make executive decisions at critical moments. Surgeons sometimes appear through this symbol as well. So it relates to teeth and mouth also. So, you know, someone might be getting their teeth out. Okay, so we also have the whip. The whip often talks about sexual matters. Okay? It can be a card of violence. It can be a card of torture and suffering. But the symbol can get twisted and therefore represents any kind of addiction as well. It can also be about sports. And there's something in here about a stadium as well. Maybe the announcement comes at a stadium. The whip as an individual are usually attractive. They're likely to be well endowed and they understand their own power. The negative aspect is a person with the whip may be a possible violent, addicted, or tormented individual posing dangers to others. They can become stalkers, codependent in relationships. They can have drug and alcohol addictions. It also refers to athletes, active personalities, and competitive individuals. Now we see this here, the whip is in conjunction with the tower, and that directly talks about, I just said stadium, it directly talks about army, military base, fortress, and stadium. We also saw judgment, trials, and courthouses. Okay? The whip also is talking about fast-paced changes and quick progress. And it's next to the sun, which can mean a winner or a predator as well. Wow. So the individual here can be potentially violent. They've got a temper. They have got a temper. Okay. It's a masculine energy. All right. Let's keep going. Holy mackerel. There's the heart. I don't know why I put it over there, but I did. The heart, and this is, okay, so our heart leads us to our destiny, remember? What we were talking about. Here comes the bear. And the ring. So this particular person is committed to helping us. This particular person is an entrepreneur, has a lot of money already, and is successful in their own rights. And the anchor shows that it will be a permanent change once it happens. The information comes forward. Something that we can't deny. Choices are made. And again, the information just keeps on coming. So once it starts, it just keeps right on coming. If we get a key near this book, I'm going to squeal. Okay. There's the house. Oh my God! I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, so this is literally a key to someone's house or kingdom. You know, a new direction which has your destiny involved. It's because of the information we get. I just keep repeating myself. Oh God, the information from overseas, information from a foreigner, the information that we intuitively know to be true. And finally, absolute happiness and connection with health, family. People are going to be able to come back together. There is reinforcement of this energy around us. We have so much about to take place that I almost feel the relief that is going to happen. I think we're all going to just cry, feeling so relieved about our journey, our way forward, away from all of this, that we've just been so restricted and so pent up and chained up in our beliefs and our way of doing things, and our movements, our anxieties have changed. You know, the way that we see things have changed. The people who thought we could trust have changed. You know, the way that we see ourselves has changed. And here we're just going to be so relieved to be finally free of a system that was designed to control people, that was designed to create anxieties between each other. It was designed to create competition. And we've had competition since the day we were born, and, you know, born into a world of who has more than somebody else, and how smart are you, and how many years of school did you do, when those things don't matter to us. What matters to us is family, health, connection to the divine, forward moving in just like being peaceful about it and understanding ourselves. And this is what we receive. Our destiny is, you know, all of these things that we're looking for is coming to the surface. And we're seeing it time and time again in the readings. I'm going to keep going with these readings. Keep going with these messages of truth and light. I have to. And we can see for ourselves how we begin to evolve and change and shift. How the readings begin to evolve and change and shift as we do. Remember, these are just an instrument, but that instrument is pretty clear here, time and time again. If you want to learn more personally with me, I do recommend obviously my courses that I have available, and ones that are coming up soon. The ones that I'm going to do with the cards are going to be huge. So I'd like to see you at my semester 1 and 2. There is a special deal available if you purchase both semesters. And away we go with truth and knowledge here, unlocking doors. Change your life. Go for it. All right, everybody. Sending you peace and love. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. If you're going to be at the workshops over the weekend. And sending many, many blessings. Lots of love. Bye for now, everyone.